Good evening, everyone. My name is Ronnie Colvin. I'm with Comcast. Comcast Cable. We're a telecommunications company based. We started actually in 1963 in Tupelo, Mississippi, and obviously we're a worldwide company now. But what I'm here before you tonight is to ask. We're building a fiber route from Memphis, Tennessee to Mobile, Alabama, and as part of that route, we need to build through the city of New Albany. We had no intention of serving New Albany, but we're trying to get a fiber route completed. We did the same thing through Holly Springs. We got a build through franchise agreement. We had to get a new pole attachment agreement, obviously, with Holly Springs. But we have a pole attachment agreement, and Mr. Maddox has that. We're updating it, and what we would like to get is just a build through franchise. And we've sent Mr. Russell a draft agreement, and it's the same exact agreement that Holly Springs approved. The route that we're taking is pretty much down 178. It's on DOT right away. And again, I think the headline is we have no intention of serving. We're just trying to get our link complete. We lease a lot of circuits because the fiber we'll build will really carry internet traffic, across the state for us. It's kind of like, think about it like an interstate highway, and this is kind of the missing link right now for us. So, and that's we were offered in the agreement. There was a $5,000 one-time payment to to cover any legal fees, whatever the administrative fees would be to execute the agreement. And of course, we pay pole attachment fees just under our existing agreement that we have. And like I said, we're in the process of getting that updated now. So I'd really like to just answer any questions or hope you consider our request.
B, is there any problem? Are you thinking?
No, we've met a couple times, and we should have already. We've had some discussion with Reagan. I had the detailed discussion. He's got the agreement now. We'll let Reagan go through. He's handled a couple of franchise requests from us. So we'll go through it. I think we'll.
It's just kind of a form like everybody else.
Is there a timeline on your end?
As soon as possible.
As soon as possible, but obviously if we could get it done by the end of April, that would be just amazing for what I see.
Well, our next public meeting would be May unless we have a special meeting, so that's why I didn't know. We need to meet early.
If there was a way that we could get it before then, that would just be so helpful. I mean, we've got literally, this is the, kind of like you said, with the missing link in the chain right now, it's just.
That shouldn't be a problem.
Okay. And again, we'll kind of just to level set, once we build a route, in theory, unless there was a storm or, some kind of damage or something like that, really it's just, we place it, we pay the pole attachment fees, and then, we're not out here working every day or anything like that. It's just like I say, a fiber route. And again, unless it's damaged, you really shouldn't have to touch it again.
Do you want to do a conditional motion? Can we do that, or once you get it satisfied,
I've got a copy of it with me if that helps.
How are you on the poll?
We've got pretty much standard pole attachment agreement with TVA. They regulate us on pole attachments. We've already got one with them. We're just kind of updating it to the current standards. Okay. The board doesn't usually approve the pole attachments. Those are regulated by TVA. If the franchise agreement is what I guess we need conditional approval on, and that would be subject to, you and the mayor.
Yeah, I don't mind you go ahead and vote as long as it meets my approval and I can submit it to you once it does. That way you don't have to be there.
One question, you said y'all not gonna serve you all, what
No,
about
sir.
Union County?
There is, with this route, there would be an opportunity, because you've got Beam out there, the broadband program that the state is standing up. If there are any rural areas that we go through, we may apply for a grant through this, through the Beam office, so if there's any rural areas, people that don't have access to service today, that's one other benefit of having the network, is that we could serve people that don't have. But again, we haven't even looked at where we're going, because most of the areas where we're looking at are like Madison County, which is right beside our existing operation. Like, we really don't, closest, I guess, system that we serve will be Tupelo from here. That's our closest market. We do serve, like Olive Branch, DeSoto counties, cities, and let's say a good portion of DeSoto County, but, go all the way up to Corinth, Mississippi, and of course, the Jackson metro area we serve. But like I say, as far as the city of New Albany, we don't have any, and that's what this agreement would be for, just to get on the, properly get on the rights of way in your city.
So if you decide to serve the county, would you require an additional franchise
Yes,
agreement with the county? Probably not with us though.
Not with you, we'd be with the county.
So
That's
that's
correct.
not been presented to them so far.
No, that is, we have no intention right now of doing that. I mean, I'm just saying for future, like you could. But right now, this is, we haven't gone to, you said Union County, I believe, so we haven't gone to them or asked for any kind of agreement or anything like that. The only one we did was just Holly Springs, and they,
What about the bill to you? Have gone to them for that?
yes, we went through Holly Springs for the building.
No, I mean,
Union County, we stayed all along the, on the DOT. We had to get all the DOT permits and everything like that, so we just stayed along the, county road.
So mostly y'all just come down 178 and through and go on to Tupelo.
That's right. And then, like I say, it'll ultimately go to Mobile, Alabama is where that's kind of the end point, right? That's the furthest south system we have in our area.
It's just up to y'all. If y'all, if I have any questions at all, we can
I'll
kick
give
it
you
out
my
for
card and-
another meeting. I'll also shoot you an email on it if I see.
Which we could also call in.
Yeah, that's
for a
not that
meeting
hard.
too. So,
I recommend we table it till we look at it and let Reagan get over it.
I'll try to get y'all something out within a week, that way we can move.
That would be awesome. All right.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I hope the storm stay away from it.
I hope so.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, Mr. Bill, you up next.
Mayor, board. First item I have is a pay request number 15 to Roberts Construction on our municipal building in the amount of $116,049.39. This is a lot of retention money in here. We think it's probably the next to last pay request, so we're just about done.
All right, got a motion by Kevin Dale to approve, have a second by Drew. Any other questions or discussion? All in favor? Any opposed?
We do have a couple things that we need to address, but it's still some tweaks. We had thought about doing a change order tonight, but we don't really have that worked out at this point, so we'll revisit the change order later, if that's okay. Item number 3 is a pay request to Atwell and Gent Engineering for design services on our communication system project. That's the amount of $122,903.85.
So moved.
I got a motion by Will, have a second. Second by Drew. Any other questions or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Our next item is a pay request to TESTCO. That's the group that's supplying our automated metering system, amount of $209,713.97. And we received about 1,100 meters this last month. The latest shipment is to pay for the meters.
All right, got a motion by Keith, second by Parks. Any other questions or discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Items 5 and 6 are related. As part of our project for the wastewater treatment plant, the USDA loan and grant that we got. Of course, we had the wastewater treatment plant. We had the rehabilitation of a couple of lift stations. We also wanted to buy a sewer truck. We have kind of waited to the end to see how much money we had left to actually purchase a sewer truck, and we do have. We're still trying to determine the exact amount of money we have with USDA. It's going to be close enough. We will fund the rest. USDA needs to close the project out in August. There's a 5-year time frame on the project staying open, so we'll close it out in August. We did a reverse auction on the sewer truck, and it's not going to. We won't be able to get it until probably next May. So what they suggested was, we'll get to the end of the project, take the money that's left, which is going to be somewhere in we're still trying to work that amount out, probably the $240,000 range. They'd like to put that money in an escrow account, probably Reagan's law firm's escrow account. We have a letter agreement with them that says, that money has to go for the purchase of the sewer truck. And the only way it can be released is when the truck arrives and then with the signature of the mayor and a representative from USDA. So I think the first thing I need to do is approve the letter agreement with USDA to put our remaining funds in the escrow account.
Motion by Kevin Dale, second by Will. Any other questions or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item 6 is to approve the bid on the sewer truck to Mid-South Septic Services. We did do a reverse auction on that, and they were low bid at $289,000 each.
All right, got a motion by Keith, second by Will, third part. Any other questions or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item 7 is materials for our Northeast Albany substation. That's the new substation we're building. Again, it's a variety of electric material as well as poles. I showed y'all a bid summary on that. There's 13 different groups of items, so try to summarize it for purposes of the meeting. But the award, see the total award is $382,270.73 total. That would be, and Ms. Frank, I'll send you this breakdown. Arkansas Electric Cooperative, $91,309.33. Annexter, $37,926.47. Gresco, $48,525.20. Urban Utility Services, $86,789.73. And TNC Specialty Distributors, about $117,720.
All right, motion by Parks, I have a second by Drew. Any other questions or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Items 8 and 9 are also related on our electric system communication project. We're partnering with ACE to be our internet service provider. But then we've also partnered, or we're going to partner we'd like to partner with Tom Digby on one section of line where we kind of have a common area that we're actually going to serve, but they need to send their transmission line through part of our area, sort of in the Blue Springs area along Highway 178. They're in the process of building a backbone route there to get over to the Pontotoc service area that runs into Ingomar. There's a 5.2 mile section of line that we would share with them. They'd have their 144 count fiber, then we would have ours on that same, would be lashed to the same cable. We have a bid from their construction company. So it's two parts. So the bid from their construction company is $67,591.40. We got a second quote on that was over $80,000. So again, we feel good about the agreement with Tom Digby. Thanks a way for us to save money and kind of go ahead, we can get at least 5 miles of fiber in there. And again, this will be an area that we serve. Tom Digby will not be serving this area; they'll just be passing through. They'll be paying us toll attachments in this particular area. So that's
The first one, you need authority to.
to enter into the agreement with Tom Digby for the joint ownership of service.
Motion by Kevin Dale, second by Drew. Any other questions or discussion? All in favor?
And I would like for Reagan to take a look at it. We're still kind of going back and forth. We're almost there on Reagan review document.
Okay.
And
Any other questions or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
then the second part is to approve the construction contract with Gent Construction for $67,591.40.
Motion by Will, I have a second. Second by Parks. Any other questions or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carried.
It's kind of the final part of our USDA loan and grant agreement for the wastewater treatment plant. We need to create two accounts at Bank of New Albany. One is a short-lived asset reserve account, and the second is a debt service reserve fund. But those are accounts we're supposed to put a certain amount of money in every month just to build up reserves for either emergencies on the system or to help us make our debt service payments. Again, we got kind of a tight cash flow. It's just something, it's one of the conditions of the USDA letter when we signed the agreement. I just need approval to open those accounts and make it involved.
So moved.
Motion by Will, second by Keith. Any other questions or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
I have a new hire request from Ms. Valerie Watt. She'll be filling a position in our office.
All right, got a motion by Drew, have a second. second by Parks. Any other questions or discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank y'all.
Thank you. Eugene, you got anything?
I have two small items.
Okay.
The first one is adding, 2 new board members to the Certified Local Government Board. We would like to add Elizabeth Coons, who is a ASID interior designer, and then Logan Rutledge, who's a real estate investor and, has a master's degree in urban planning. I'd like to add those two to the CLG board.
So moved.
A motion by Will, second by Parks. Any other questions or discussion? All in favor?
And then, yesterday I sent you the palette colors and the logos that, the Mississippi Heritage Hills and Mississippi Main Street, provided a grant for us to get these logos, designed. And, this will be used mainly for advertisement and social media and a consistent color palette.
You need permission to apply or permission to?
I just need permission to start using that in social
Oh,
media
okay.
and websites.
Motion by Drew, second by Kevin Davis. Any other questions or discussion?
Thank you.
All in favor?
I have a question. Is this completely, like, so it's replacing that completely?
That's the seal, that's the city seal. And New Albany really never had a logo. It was just that black wording that said New Albany. They had that little bow in the middle, you know, it had new and had a little bow and it had Albany. Sean created it 15 years ago. So we never really had a logo or a color palette. So that's what this is. It now, t-shirts and anything in magazines will all have a consistent look of the courthouse, of the bridge, of the water.
And the color palette is very similar to
Oh,
that.
that
It's got
color,
gold,
that is,
blues, and the
that is
reds.
actually a color in the palette, so yeah, in the reds.
And then any videos and pictures I do for Main Street will have that logo in the corner or on it when it's posted.
And it kind of marries Main Street and City New Albany, we just kind of look like one entity.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Museums, you got anything?
Don't have to look through it.
Okay, thank you. Police Department.
Yeah, basically some new hires and on the board by grant from Walmart, some cameras. Let's start with the new hires. I asked permission for the board to hire Will Cherry, who's been with us before, and Stephen Nolan has contacted me and wants to be rehired for a school resource officer in the high school, which we have an opening for. Stephen's worked with us before, and he's qualified to do the job.
So moved.
I got a motion by Will, I have a second. Second by Kevin Dale. Any other questions or discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
The other item is, we got a grant from Walmart. It's a local, basically for first responders. And it's a $5,000 grant, and part of that paid for the majority of the new TVs and monitors and all that stuff in the police department. The other part is going to pay for a flock camera system, which is a tag reader. Now, it's not really conditional, but part of the agreement is we basically apply for the grant, they get it through Walmart, and the first camera, or the one they're gonna pay for, is to be out around the Walmart area. So we're gonna talk to them a little more. I talked to Chief Tudor today, who started with the same type program, and has recently, I think last month, approached the board about adding several more cameras on the flock system. The flock system is basically a network that started they've been coming to the chief's conferences for couple years now. It started out trying to promote small town police departments and local neighborhood watches to put in certain areas. They don't have to be tag reader cameras. The tag reader camera is kind of more expensive. All right, and to explain that a little more, basically there's a database. So if vehicles wanted, a stolen vehicle, so that person has a silver alert with Alzheimer's or an Amber Alert, anything like that, any reason where there would be an NCIC entry for a tag, and it flags, it will notify us immediately. We can have it sent to our phones, we can have it sent to dispatch, we can have it sent wherever. So this is hopefully the start of some more. We're gonna try to see how it works, and according to Chief Tudor on Pontotoc, it's worked extremely well for them. So that's part of the first one we're gonna get on the grant, and Walmart says we basically, it's not a contractual deal, that we just apply for the grant, and they will take care of their part of it every year. So I'm anxious to see how this first year works, to see how it actually, how we can use it, and then report back to y'all, and hopefully in the future, maybe more.
This grant's for one camera to be placed.
Yeah, around the Walmart
On
area.
City Street here.
Yes, I mean, it doesn't have, yes, to answer your question, yes. Probably what we would do is put it around the entrance of Walmart. Crystal Plaza is my initial thought. I could talk to them some more. See what's coming in and out of Walmart as far as any potential threat we might need to be aware of. And we'll have video of that intersection.
And that will cover all the costs of it.
Yes.
Are you asking for permission to apply for the grant, or?
We actually, it was part of the deal. I'm just kind of informing the board where we're at. That's what we got. And I'm hoping that will be in the future something else we can look into after I've provided y'all some, maybe some video, show you how it works, and talk about the expense from there.
So I know you showed me some video of some different locations. Where do we have security cameras in town? I mean, is there a whole bunch of them, or is there?
Well, I'm gonna, Derek knows where all of them are at, but I
don't want
You can give them a list.
My point is, somebody asked me one time about cameras downtown. Do we have anything?
We just applied for a grant.
Yeah, it's applied for
We just
grant.
applied for a grant.
We did just apply for it, okay.
and we do have a trailhead. Trailhead's,
Yeah,
I needed a trailhead.
yeah.
Trailhead, welcome sign.
Several.
Yeah, several locations.
That was my main question downtown. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Mayor,
Thank you.
board.
Fire department.
Just have a couple of things. First one is the community grant like I was talking about. We did it last year and bought a gas detector meter, a nice quality one that Bill's folks told us which one to get. So it was well worth it, what we did last year. And we actually did get it again this year. Now I know why we didn't get as much, because he dipped into our money. So, but this year we went ahead and purchased some TV monitors and also some computers to go with it, put in each bag. And I got big plans for it. I just got to find somebody that can take what I've got up here and put it into play. So, you know, it's for community risk reduction and stuff like that, education for our children. And that's where we're headed. Plus, during any severe weather, it'll be on the weather and everything like that. So, but yeah, what he's talking about is Walmart has done really well with their community grants, and it's a good deal. So, the second thing is what we put into our budget, and the position of inspector of risk reduction. And I'm asking for it tonight to go ahead and, and hire, promote the person. It won't go actually into effect until June 5th is when he'll actually start. That will give us 12 solid months of data for when the Ratings Bureau comes back. They're due back anywhere from mid-24 to 25, they're ahead of schedule. And so I've been talking to them and met with them several times, and they said that, yeah, they really would like to see 12 months hard data. So if we go ahead and get approval to promote tonight to begin June 5th, the next meeting, I can go ahead and have the rest of the promotions and a new hire that will take his place on staff as far as for firefighting. Randy Stacy is who we would like to promote into that position. Randy's been with us 15 years and heavy ties in the community, and will be really great with school-age children and other community members and businesses that he can talk with and deal with. He's very, very calm and level-headed, and he will be an asset to the city with our business and also folks coming into business and our school-age children. So, but I just need approval to go ahead and promote him for the June 5th deadline.
A motion by Keith, second by Kevin Dale. Any other questions or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Don't have anything else? That's all I've got.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Street Department, Johnny, anything?
No, I haven't.
Building inspector.
I emailed my monthly report the zoning meeting, we had a request from Gary Cooper at 1112 Western Tate Drive for a sign variance to update a billboard to a digital type billboard. It was denied. Had a request from Wild Bill's at 400 Highway 15 North for a siding variance. It was approved. Mr. Cooper would like to appeal the decision of the zoning board to the Board of Aldermen at the May 2nd meeting.
Okay, we need a motion to approve. Mr. Said it. Or said it, yeah. Motion by Drew, second by Parks. Any other questions or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? May 5th, you said? That's 15. Second.
What was the siding variance? Wild Bill's siding variance?
It was to match the existing building of the Stokes.
All right, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, update agenda, nothing, consent agenda. Y'all see the consent agendas. Monthly stuff we do, unless anybody wants to call any attention to that, we'll go on down to the actual agenda. And I think Bill and Will, there's something about a storm shelter grant you had asked for, and they're not available right now, but is that right, Will?
We did check on that, yes, sir.
Okay.
Currently, there's no funding available for this area.
You know, what they just suggest there is that we could go ahead and get a plan, if we could, you know, come up with a reasonable site and, you know, so what size we want to do, just have a couple of concepts, what we want to do. Because when sometimes these grants will come up just out of cycle, money will just show up, and you gotta almost have a show-ready project to go. So if we could come up with a plan and just wait on the money, I think that was kind of the suggestion that they left us with.
Is that what Will's gonna do?
That's what Will's gonna do.
All right, good.
Eric, do we have somebody, a contact maybe that group we could check on pricing? Or a contact person like the small domes that they have?
We did that.
Which we have pricing on those?
It was an estimate, yeah.
Okay.
We've done that 3 or 4 times.
Okay. I'll get up with you.
May not be that hard to do with.
Yeah. All right.
Mr. Mayor, I have a question about that. I know that it's not ideal, but last 2 times, I actually got an offer, they brings this family to the bottom of the old police department, of course, we're at the new police department. And I paid him overtime this past time to stay down there and make sure he kind of mans the police department. His family was there anyway, and he said 20 plus people showed up in the back parking lot. So it's not an ideal situation, but unless the board instructs me to do differently, I don't know what else to do.
Yeah, well, I think it's fine for now. I mean, it's as safe as any place, but we talked to Eric a little, I did today. To make it official, we'd have to get a structural engineer to look at it, right?
Yeah. We're talking about a stopgap measure for right now.
Yeah.
Just a Band-Aid for the time being.
Well, that's,
Unless y'all instruct me different,
I think it's fine.
He's gonna go there with his family anyway when we have bad weather. I don't mind. I told him I'd pay him overtime. He'd kind of stay there and oversee everything, make sure nothing, we've got most everything out of there, but at the same time, only thing tore up or stuff like that.
And turn somebody away or something.
No, no.
What's the ceasefire agreement? Anybody know?
Is that the one we met with?
Yeah.
We didn't get anything.
They haven't replied to me since that meeting. They were gonna look at some things and get back with us. So I think that one's still on.
What about Max at?
I'm not
I
sure.
haven't had any conversation with him.
I don't know what that is right now.
Well, let's move to item D. Approve fair housing proclamation for Fusion Dunn Utility Project, which y'all know where that is out there on Munster. So, what is that, Frankie? Fair housing proclamation?
Something you have to do every year
Okay,
for the grant
for the MDA grant.
compliance.
Okay. I do have a motion to approve that. Motion by Drew, second by Kevin Davis. Any other questions or discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, speaking of Fusion, we got approved request for cash of $2,500 for Fusion Furniture Project. You don't know where that is out here. So we're gonna ask for $2,500 to pay the bills.
So moved.
Got a motion by Will to have a second.
Second.
Second by Keith. Any other questions or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any approved? All right, item F is approved request for cash for the Musper Drive project, which is done utility for $40,251. Have a motion to request that cash.
So moved.
Motion by Will, do I have a second? Second by Drew. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, this is request, approved pay request for the Musper Drive project. For M&N excavators for $24,801. Motion by Keith, do I have a second? Second by Parks. Any other questions or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we have another approved for the pay request for the same project for $8,997. Anybody? Kevin Dale, can I have a second? Second by Will. Any questions or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And approve a pay request for the Musper Drive project, for Three Rivers Professional Services for $14,500. Motion by Drew, do I have a second? Parks. Any other questions or discussion? All in favor? All right. Motion carries. Any other business before we consider executive session? All right, I need a motion to consider executive session. Motion by Kevin Dale, second by Will. All in favor?
Aye.